Evening, all. Welcome. You've caught me eating some all brown cake. But I hope you're all doing well this evening. Like I say, I was just bored, so I decided to do a bit of a live stream. Thought, why not? Although, tell you what, I just found out right now from doing this, because normally I triple stream. I do either YouTube, Twitch, Twitter, or Facebook. I do one of those three, or all three in the case of this case. And now I've just found out today you actually now need a premium account to live stream on Twitter, which is news to me. I had no idea that had ever happened. So that's new. So no more live streaming on Twitter because I ain't giving Elon any money. I ain't giving him any money on that front. I don't think a lot of other advertisers will be either. Michelin Boo, good evening to you. Like I say, I've generally got no idea. I've got nothing planned here. I just thought, you know what, we'll have some chill and we'll have some vibes, and we'll just see what happens. But how are we doing all this weekend? You all had a good weekend? Looking forward to the Monday? I'll tell you, it's been an absolute scorcher of a day today. Absolute scorcher of a day today. So wonderful random heat waves. Yeah. Being from the north, I am not a, should we say, not a creature of the sun. So yeah, I hate it when it's this sunny. It is not my natural habitat. This type of weather. But Colin Thompson, greetings to you from New York as well. Hello. Vendetta, you made bread. Came out well. Excellent. Can't go wrong with a bit of bread. Not something I've ever really tried, though, making bread. Been completely windy AF. It is 23 degrees according to the weather app on Buta. I don't know what it is here at the moment exactly. Yeah, it's 23 degrees here as well. Mike Fletcher, did I hear Labour may have to put taxes up after all? Gee, what had I been saying? It's honestly not surprising. It's honestly not surprising. I thought they were going to have to anyway. I really, really wondered like what was going to happen, but it's not surprising. It shouldn't really surprise anyone. I think we all saw this coming. I think we knew Rachel Reeves always had sort of come across as someone who was, natural chancellor material, came across really confident, knew what she was going to do. And yeah, I think it's been on the cards for a while. I think this was obvious this was going to happen. It's not really, shouldn't be, honestly, I think that too much of a surprise. But, when we get the autumn statement, we'll find out more. Dave W, welcome. Watching on catch up. Well, I don't think we've been 22 minutes according to this at the moment, so you'll be able to catch up pretty quickly. Veneta, tax the rich. Yep. Windfall taxes. Yep. I agree. Although it's how do you tax the rich? Just a very simple, tax the rich. It's a bit airy-fairy. Really needs to be an actual plan how you do it. There's a what's his name now? Richard Murphy, tax expert. wrote a full blog. I always recommend going to read that when it comes up. Wrote this full blog all about if you want to tax the rich, these are the ways you can do it. These are the most efficient ways to do it. Very good blog. Go give that a read. I think that would be very good. Colin Thompson, Chancellor Rachel Reeves in Canada this past week. Have a so yeah, Chancellor Rachel. Let's start again, shall we? Chancellor Reeves in Canada this past week to have pension plans invest in infrastructure. Guardian article. Yeah, we are actually seeing that at the moment. There is just been announced today a massive energy infrastructure creating what has been called an energy superhighway, going pretty much all the way from like Aberdeen, all the way down, all the way into Yorkshire. That's part one of these massive energy infrastructure projects that are going to be built. So, hey, that's good. That's incredibly good if they're going to start putting that very, very much needed infrastructure, especially if they do plan to sort of build on like more on offshore wind farms, because we said before, you generate the electricity, but then you've got to move the electricity where it's going to be used. That's going to involve pylons. And a lot of Greens we've seen very recently somehow don't like pylons, but there isn't too much an alternative there. Vendetta, how heavily? Yeah, you claw back all the money that they've all nicked. Yeah, we are getting a COVID investigation into that, so we know that. Lock him in the box under the Wakefield prison. Dave W, you've catched up. Excellent. Well, welcome to the live part. Better not put my backy up, or I won't be able to contribute to exercise duty anymore. Well, swings and roundabouts sometimes. Swings and roundabouts. Yvonne, the Tories should actually know that the real threat of the Lib Dems and stop treating them like the lightweights. Yep. Yeah. I keep on saying this every single time this comes up. I do not understand. I really do not understand why all the Tories are just obsessed with reform. Like, oh my God, it's reform. Reform's the biggest threat. Who did they lose more seats to? They lost more seats to the Lib Dems than they did to reform. And then they go into talking about vote share. And you're like, how you win elections. Vote share is not how you win an election. Our system, first past the post, specifically is designed for how many seats you win. If you win X number of seats, then guess what? You're in power. Even if you are like, our current most recent election, Labour won a massive I can't even get my words out straight. Massive landslide on 34% of the vote, but they got 300 plus seats. So yeah, last of manslaughter. Yeah, like I say, it's warm today, Vendetta. I've got a fan underneath me, so yeah. if I make mistakes, I'm just going to blame it on the heat, because it's just a bit warm. Oh, but what the bizarre thing is, when they bring this up, it's sort of like, well, hold on, guys. If you're so concerned about, vote percentage all of a sudden, maybe we should be having conversations about, reforming the voting system, or maybe having a look at, reforming the House of Lords, making that a democratic body, something like that. No, not interested in having those conversations. Not interested. Oh. Andrew Dixon, how much power the COVID investigation actually have? Well, we'll find out probably in November when it gets when it all kicks off. Catho G, evening to you. Yeah, have you tried putting your feet in a bucket of ice water to keep cool? Well, I don't have a bucket, so you know. But yeah, it's you know, it's the silly season at the moment, as they call it. It's really strange to sort of have, you know, call a general election the way that the Tories did, particularly so close to when Parliament goes on holiday. Labour pretty much had what 3 weeks in power before Parliament rose for its summer recess. So, but we've heard a lot of good things, and I think a lot of the stuff that we've seen announced pre this and some of this stuff, I think when they come back, they'll hit the ground running and they'll just be like, so looking forward to a lot more detail on a lot more of this stuff that they've announced. I really am looking forward to a lot more detail because that's what we need. That's what I want to see. Some more details on some of this stuff. Wasn't too sure about Starmer when I lent him my vote, but I do feel that Powers the PM suits him rather well. Yeah, Starmer was always going to do a good job. You know, I don't understand where people thought he wasn't going to do a good job. He always was. That wasn't in very much doubt, to be honest. I think he's brought a lot more back of, you know, sensible adults in the room. I know that's a bit of a meme at the moment. Say, oh, you know, adults are back in the room, but yeah, he's proved it. Proved it, I think, well and above above what he needs to do. I think he's done a fantastic job, and yeah, done a solid job with the riots. Yeah, can't blame him for the riots. I think he's done an absolutely fantastic job. I think he said what he needed to say, demonstrating that, you know, if you riot, you're going to get punished. And very quickly, once that punishment was seen being doled out, what happened to those riots? Well, they seem to peter off pretty quickly. You know, when when the consequences started hitting these rioters. So hey, he's done a good job, and he even cancelled his holiday. Even cancelled his holiday to do it. Adam, they're going to be now in favour of PR. Now I think that the opposition to them got our own act together, and they are now voting tactically. Yeah, something else they actually also haven't still acknowledged. Tactical voting take place. Like all the what went wrong articles we've seen and we've covered. Still, none of them are like, oh yeah, by the way, this tactical voting happened. We don't know what we're going to do about that, but you know, we're going to do something about it. Kind of shocking. They still haven't even acknowledged that yet. But hey, the hustings kick off this week, so the leadership contest very, very quickly could heat up this week. We'll see what gets said, but like I say, Mel Stride, I still think is going to be the first to drop out, but he is, as I said before, the comedy candidate. Blue Badger, good evening to you. Evening all, traveled south today. Turns out it's a real heat wave down there. Well, again, still hot up here. Has traitor comrade Nazi fascist been arrested yet? No, not yet. Although, something else we did actually hear. Oh, what was the BBC news? Just no, hang on, no, that's BBC News. I just want BBC. Search news, because there was something about, like, apparently there was a big hoo-ha recently, and I'm just trying to find it. Because the BBC execs apparently were very much getting rid of the Riot Act, apparently. That's annoying. Can't find it now. But yeah, maybe I'll do a video about it later. But there was a thing that recently they had been read the Riot Act. So big changes could be coming at the BBC. Maybe big changes can be coming at the BBC. So stay tuned and watch out if anything does change on that one. From Charles, by the way, could Lee Anderson actually be potentially charged with inciting the riots by lying about a nearby hotel? I'm not sure. Like I say, I'm not a legal expert when it comes to that. But maybe he could. I mean, who knows? It will be interesting when they start going after influencers. Because I'll tell you who is really worried. Everyone's favorite, crafty sock boy, Darren Grimes. From what he's been tweeting about, going on Twitter, very, very worried indeed. Very, very worried indeed. So we'll see if they get to him. But who knows? Who knows on that front? Dave W, I quite liked the fire Starmer meme, not the quote burn the WR we're hoping for. Good, sack the Tories. Maybe not maybe the Tories, but Nigel Farage. Let me find this because it was too short for a video, but who had it? Hang on, let's find this. No. Hang on. Let me try and find it. That's my page that posts so much. But it was a clip from a local Clacton resident. Let me see if it was on here. Don't think it was. No, it wasn't them. Might have it been these guys? Let me find it somewhere here. I should have saved it, but actually, no, did I save it? I bet I didn't, because it was too short for a video. Oh, I didn't save it. Damn. But it's somewhere. It's somewhere, and I know I've seen it shared somewhere. It's just like, where are you? Oh, well, that's annoying. Can't find it now. But yeah, anyway, what was I talking about before I went searching for it? So what it was a clip from local Clacton newspaper. What have I been telling you about why I've been subscribed, or at least why I'm following a lot of like the local Clacton groups? Because in the newspaper, a local Clacton resident who openly said, "Look, I didn't vote for Farage, but you know he's my MP now. I need to see him." He didn't say why he needs to see him, but he said, "Hey, look, I've written a letter to him, asking him, you know, can I make an appointment to see you at your local, you know, surgery?" Has had no response when he's written to him. No phone either from his office when he's asked to get in touch. To a point, he has actually phoned Parliament, and the parliamentary response was apparently, again, this is why I wish I could find it, but the response was apparently, well, Nigel Farage is your MP, is your problem now. Yeah. Yeah. What did I tell you? What did I tell you that was going to happen? And like I say, local Clacton residents, they're not going to be happy. MPs who are absent generate very, very quickly a lot of negative press. Because if you remember the days of Nadine Dorris, do you remember those days where at the end of Nadine Dorris's tenure, she wasn't going to her local constituencies, to a point where the local councils in her constituency were begging her to step down because she hadn't been performing her duties? How long before we get councils in Nigel Farage's patch that start saying, yeah, can you actually start seeing your constituents, Nigel, because you know it's part of your job and you're not doing it? Yeah, would not surprise me. Would not surprise me if we started to get more stories like that. But I think that is the first step. Like I say, I'm sure I'd had it and sure I'd saved it, and now I can't remember what I've done with it or where I saw it. It's like, it's so annoying. But hmm, um, let's just find. Hmm. No, can't find it, unfortunately. Hang on. Let's try. Let's look. Let's go over to the Clacton Gazette. Let's go over to the Clacton and Frinton Gazette. Let's see if it's in there. Clacton Gazette News. Here we are. Ta-da! Here we are on the Clacton Gazette. Let's see if we can find it. No, bet it's not going to be on here. Oh, we had that. Nigel Farage has distanced himself from violence across the constituency. Well, let's see what the Clacton Gazette has to say about that. Let's see what he's got to see this. Clacton MP Farage criticises riots and, quote, two-tier policing. When was this done? When was this done? Do you have a date? 9th of August. So, that was on Friday. Clacton MP criticised riots across the country, saying claims of him, quote, orchestrating them were far from the truth. In an online statement, Nigel Farage addressed national unrest in a video head titled, How to Stop the Riots. He said, thugs setting fire to hotels, migrant hotels with people in them, is just wrong at every level. I understand the frustrations. I understand that the anger of support felt by huge numbers of people, but we do not support. I do not support street protests, violence, or thuggery in any way, and that's why for 30 years I've fought elections. This is something else that's actually worth mentioning. Farage distancing himself from these people. As for the Tommy Robinsons and those that do generally do stir up hatred, well, I have never had anything to do with them. In fact, I was the one person above all that got rid of the BNP as an electoral threat, so the reform leader. Now, thing is, if he's so upset by people like Anna Soubry and all these other people calling this, why hasn't he sued them? Why isn't he taking them to court? You'd think he would. I love that. The first comment is, of course Farage has nothing to do with them. The same way he didn't fiddle his EU expenses. Gee, people of Clacton already turning against their MP. What a surprise. what a surprise. Oh yes, someone else said, yeah, I don't know actually on this. I've looked into it, but I haven't seen any update on that yet. On his financial interests. We'll see if he actually submits any, but don't worry. I think if he doesn't submit any, he does get punished. I think it will be a big bit of news. But if you go on the House Register of Interest, in fact, you can actually we can actually have a look at it right now. Here we are. This is currently, as it stands, still empty. But it does take time for them to actually update the website on here. So maybe he has done it, maybe he hasn't. Who knows? No, still nothing yet at the moment. But we'll see if obviously he does. I mean, if you may remember, there's that whole thing about the Farage gin that he had and the massive financial hit he took on because guess what? No one wants to drink Farage gin. Yep. If MPs don't respond to their constituents or visit their constituency, they should be rejected to a recall petition after 3 warnings. But it is up to the people to actually get it, and it's kind of hard to do one because you've got to have at least for a recall petition threshold limit. I think was 40%. Last time I looked, been a while since I looked it up. Here it is. Yeah. So a recall petition will be successful where it's signed at least by 10% of registered parliamentary electors in that constituency, excluding any elector whose application registration was made after the date on speaker's notice was given for electors, like that. So they only need 10%, but even though that's a very low number to reach, honestly, 10% of the constituency, it's actually getting it done. It's getting it organized. They're doing it, but who knows? Maybe it's doable. Maybe you can. And then, of course, if it is successful, they then have to have another election. Will Farage win that election again? Who knows? It would be, I think, a massive blow to his ego if there is a recall petition against him. That will be very, very interesting on that. Oh yes, while we're here as well, I presume you're now aware of the. Oh, hang on. I presume you're now all very aware of the Ukraine invasion of Russia. This war took another interesting turn. But already, here they are. So this is where they've infiltrated at the moment, but there's this big sort of city-ish here that's quite close to the border, but it's all obviously being done because of the pressure that's being put on here. That's why. And like I say, this main highway here is very, very critical to UK. You very, very critical, should we say, to every one of the rest of the line. So if Russia cuts this supply route here along this highway, then all the rest of this potentially falls as well through all the supply routes here. So this is where the most fierce fighting has been. This is where Russia has been pushing. And ultimately, I think this is why Ukraine took the decision to do this. Because this is massively embarrassing for Putin. This is massively, massively embarrassing for Putin. Because here is a strong man who is not strong enough to defend his own territory. And people will notice now, people will care in Russia are now sort of saying these things. And if this continues to be successful, maybe this is just a temporary raid. Maybe they just go in there and, take a bit of territory, etc. But even if they do that, it's a massive embarrassment that, technically a foreign country holds his territory. To Putin, that is a massive stain on his record. So that offensive down here that you're seeing at the moment, that may very well start to falter now, because they're going to start pulling troops away from that up to defend along the border here now, and especially trying to sort of focus on retaking that. Because that is a big, big embarrassment for them. Big embarrassment of them. And oh, look, what's this? 27 minutes ago, Russian occupation troops have now set something on fire near the Zaporizhia power plant. Oh yes, because starting a fire in near a power plant, really good idea, guys. Really good idea. Anyway, that's just Russia. That's just Russia. Oh, I'll tell you what we can watch while we're here. Let's watch that Irina Katarina video. Oh no, that's Threads. Twitter. Hold on. Oh no, I've gone on Threads again. just too used to it now. Yeah. On the Twitter. Oh, hang on. Why is Chechnya? Oh, why is Chechnya trending? Oh no, it's because they've captured a load of Chechnyans. That's why. I was like, oh, is there is there something going on in Chechnya? No, I got a bit excited there because I was like, oh, if it kicks off in Chechnya, that's going to have significant consequences if that happens. But no, apparently a ton of Chechen troops have sort of lost the game in Minecraft, which is again good for the Ukrainians. Also, big problem with Kadyrov now. Why is Boris Johnson trending as well? Always, this is one of the things that I actually miss about Twitter. The whole what's happening trending topics, because Threads hasn't got that yet, but Threads does really need that. Really needs that for that. Yeah, not a good idea to start a fire near nuclear power plant. Patrick, good evening. Yeah, I think it's hilarious that the UA are talking Russia, but Putin thinks it's an absolute useless exercise for them. Okay, Vlad. Yeah, they've already evacuated Russians from Kursk. Yeah. And what's that effect going to be? That is going to be a massive effect on the rest of Russia, because where are they going to go now? They're going to go back from Kursk to the rest of the region of Russia and say, we got evacuated, because Vlad couldn't protect our homes. And if that starts to become a common saying, well, that becomes a very dangerous topic. Very dangerous topic for someone like Putin if that gets spread around a lot. Patrick, yep, let's all just decamp to Threads. Twitter is absolutely effed. Thanks. Good evening. It is, but there's just stuff about Twitter that Threads needs to do, and it will take off. It will take off massively. There's lots of advertising stuff that needs to do as well at the moment. Really needs to sort out the hashtags, because you can only use one hashtag at the moment per message, which is super annoying. And it really, really needs the what's happening, like tells you what's trending, etc. Oh, has Boris written something silly in the Daily Mail? I think he has. By the looks of it. Hold on, I'm just looking at this Russian thread still. Obviously, I can't show you this particular thread because I might get might get the boot if I showed some of these images. Apparently, they've hit some Russian air bases as well, and Russians are here on Twitter saying that it was NATO. Someone here with Ukrainian troops passing through a Russian village. Anyway, let's find that video. Hold on. That's it. Here we are, found it. This is the other thing that's happened as well, is this has become such a hard website to actually find people as well now. Oh no, that's the parody account. God. How hard is it to find people here? Oh, hang on. Elon Musk will probably have shared the video. Let's have a look. Oh, tweeting a lot about the UK, of course, at the moment. Is it? Oh yeah, if you also didn't hear as well, by the way, Musk has actually recently kicked Larry the Cat off Twitter. I don't know if you've heard that. Basically, Larry the Cat was trying to explain to Elon Musk that actually no, the the UK does have freedom of speech, but he wasn't having that apparently. he wasn't having that. Yeah, exactly. Yeah, Double Mastodon, Blue Sky, they all have the same issues. Yet no autocomplete and hashtags. Doesn't yet have autocomplete, but it does come up with a list of hashtags that you've used regularly before, which it's okay, but it's not good enough. Twitter still had a bit more better on that. And that's one of the reasons why I think Blue Sky, Mastodon are not going to work. It's too complicated for your average user. You know, if you think how easy Twitter was, You go to your phone, press your button, and you'd be on Twitter instantly. It's not the same for Blue Sky Mastodon. It's too confusing for your average user. Yeah, I know. Not Larry. It's a travesty. I know, but they actually got rid of, and not like a parody Larry the Cat. They actually got rid of at Downing Street 10 Cat, like the actual, Twitter profile. It is like the official Twitter profile. It's there you go. It's got to be here somewhere. God, Elon Musk just tweets so much. So much. Now, do you ever think Elon Musk might just, maybe should stop tweeting, like, just for a moment? just for a moment. Mate, be easy to search through his profile. That'd be easy. Make it a damn sight easier. Here it is. How did I not find a profile? That was so annoying. Here it is. Welcome to what must be, I think, one of the most staged, hostage videos I have ever seen. Because I'm not gonna lie, I filmed a fair few high-level people in my time, like doing like corporate videos and things like that. I have never seen someone look more held hostage than in this video. I really haven't. Oh, hang on. Did I? Hang on, because I didn't share the audio. There we go. Just double check. Thing is, Vendetta, you've just identified the main reasons. Oh yeah, just join the main Mastodon server. How does your average, your average Joe join the Mastodon server? Not that easy for everyone. Jeff always looks like he's held hostage. Anyway, let's listen to what Linda. Sorry, that's why I was saying Urena, but it's Linda Yacarano. That's why I couldn't find her. Got her name wrong. But anyway, let's see what she has to say here.
Hey, everybody. I was shocked by the evidence uncovered by the House Judiciary Committee that a group of companies organized a systematic illegal boycott against X. It is just wrong.
Yeah. Remember, guys, it is just wrong. That totally does not look choreographed at all. Remember, guys, totally wrong. That's just not fair.
And that is why we are taking action. Today, we filed an antitrust lawsuit against the Global Alliance for Responsible Media, 4 of its key members, and the World Federation of Advertisers. These organizations
Remember, gotta throw in that hand gesture to not make you look robotic. That you might be reading off a teleprompter, which I suspect I can't say it is, but if you look in her glasses, you can sometimes see a bit of reflection. That's the light up there. I don't know if you can see my mouse, but if you look at like the right top part of the glasses, there's a little yellow thing there, that little white thing. That's the light reflection. And then sometimes you can see this little screen, and I have a sneaking suspicion that's the teleprompter that she's reading from.
targeted our company and you, our users.
I love it. This is what confuses me. Why is she putting such a big emphasis on, oh, they came after us, and we uncovered this massive boycott, but they're also coming after you, our users. How are advertising companies going after users? I mean, maybe they are targeted adverts and all that, to get you to buy stuff. But I fail to see how them, again, let's say all this is true and it's a massive ad boycott. How does then this link to people who use X? I don't see it. I really don't see it.
The evidence and facts are on our side. They conspired to boycott.
I love it. The evidence and facts are on our side. Doesn't, from what we can tell, seem to be too much evidence left of that, by the way.
X, which threatens our ability to thrive in the future. That puts your global town square, the one place that you can express yourself freely and openly, at long-term risk.
Not if you're in Venezuela at the moment, because Maduro just banned X for 10 days. Yeah, Maduro put Elon Musk and the entirety of X on timeout in Venezuela. Hey, if Venezuela can ban X for 10 days, I'm pretty sure the UK can just nuke X from orbit and just get rid of it, because I've said this before, we would lose nothing if they banned X. People will go to other platforms. There are plenty of other platforms people can use and go to.
People are hurt when the marketplace of ideas is constricted. No small group of people should be able to monopolize what gets monetized.
So, what about the evidence that was uncovered that Elon Musk was banning people who, according to the Indian government, were politically unfavorable? Do we remember that when that got uncovered during, I think, the initial Twitter files? Do you remember that? Is Elon Musk still taking orders? Remember, there's a lot of Saudi money in this new X. Are they pulling any strings to censor anything that might be maybe a bit too critical of Saudi Arabia on X? Who knows? Oh, thank you very much, Cathal OG. Thank you very much for the €5. Toy Shark Simon Harris is now looking to clamp down on online threats, bullying, and spreading of misinformation. Excellent. I wish we'd be doing that as well. We need to completely revisit the online safety bill. just scrap the current inclination as it stands at the moment and just rewrite it from scratch. That's what we need to do. But who knows? It's not a huge priority at the moment. I think, Labour's got a lot of other things to do. But if I were Keir Starmer, I'd be like, okay, Elon, no more X until you come to the UK and answer some questions. You might see a lot of British companies then pull out of Twitter even more. But no, thank you very much for your super chat there, Cathal.
Group is no match for the power of our users. All of you, the very same users that have driven usage of X to all-time highs.
I love it. Driven usage of X to all-time highs. Not that we can actually tell. Hang on. Do we? Is there any reliable information? I don't know if we can get any reliable information at the moment. Update X usage statistics. Oh Jesus! Apparently, there's 650,000 subscribers to X Premium. So it has actually gone up, but whether or not it is actual Twitter usage, who knows? Monthly active users, it has gone up this year. Although whether those are actually, other thing we should be saying, whether these are actual real statistics as well, that's also something we should probably be looking at. Like I say, this one I'm looking at the moment is doesn't say where they get their statistics from. Oh no, they've got some here. Oh, again, they've used again. I don't trust them when they actually use Twitter as a source. I don't trust them when they actually use Twitter as a source, because I don't trust, to be honest, any numbers put out by Elon Musk or Twitter as it stands at the moment to be truthful. Again, don't trust that one. Again, stats from X. No one. See, there's no other things on here. Here we are. Business of apps. This might be good. Twitter revenue and usage statistics 2004. This might be good. Real-time blogging platform. Statistics. Twitter generated 3.4 billion revenue in 2022 with an 11% decline year on year. 57% of Twitter's revenue came from advertising in 2023. Twitter has 421 million monthly active users, adding over 20 million in 2023. Oh yeah, ad revenues dropped since Elon Musk. Hang on, this is something fun to laugh at. This is currently Twitter revenue. Look at that. Look at that Twitter revenue. Look at that Twitter revenue just plummet under Elon Musk. And it was building back up as well. And then it looks like his recent escapades seem to have just lost him even more advertising money. What a shame. What an absolute shame. Now, whoops. Exactly. Whoops. What a shame. Never mind. Poor Twitter. May it ever, rest in peace, but go out in a blaze of glory. Twitter versus comparison users. Facebook still got more users by the looks of this. YouTube has as well. WhatsApp, Instagram, TikTok, WeChat. Yeah. Not too surprising. Twitter profit. So yeah. According to like the last actual released sources back in 2021, the loss is minus 221 as a net profit loss. They're in the minuses. The only time, according to this chart I'm looking at the moment, Twitter actually made money was in 2018 and 2019. According to that. That's interesting. Twitter users by region. Of course, it's United States. Of course, Elon Musk, most followed person on Twitter. Gee, I wonder why. Totally not helping him, right? Totally not helping him. Yeah. Blaze of Glory, dumpster fire, I think you mean. will be very, very interesting. Very, very interesting on that front if that happens. But yes, yeah, I've been streaming over an hour now. So yeah, this is why it's called the Carnevale stream. I'm getting into Carnevale with my Dr. Starter gang. It's going to be very, very fun. Fighting amongst the streets of Venice. So that could be interesting when I sort of get those up and painted and stuff like that. But yes, no, could be fun. But yes, thank you very much all for joining me this evening. Laughing, of course, at the continuing. Honestly, it feels like picking on Twitter is just low hanging fruit, to be honest, at this point. But alas, those are the rules of the game. Sometimes you laugh at Twitter while laughing at Musk as well. And don't worry, we will be keeping an eye on that lawsuit. I do want to find out what happens there, because I will be shocked if this doesn't get thrown out instantly. If it goes to trial, we are going to get so many funny memes possibly from that, because I don't know what Elon Musk says in the rest of this, because the defense is going to have an absolute field day with all the videos and stuff, even saying, oh yeah, advertisers, don't advertise with me. If you don't like it, don't advertise with me. As far as I'd think, I think that's case closed when it comes to a legal case. Yeah. Oh, they're not advertising us, but Mr. Musk, you said not to advertise with you if you didn't like how Twitter was going. So we're just doing what you said. But yeah, anyway, as always, thank you very much for joining us. This very impromptu stream. You know, as they always say, you can't stay here, but you can go somewhere else. I'm sure. I don't know if anyone else is streaming. Unfortunately, I can't boot it to anyone over at the moment by the looks of it. But have a very fun weekend. Oh, apparently the apparently the Daily Blog. Can't even say it now. Yeah, Cathargy. There you go. So yeah, head over on there. Say hello to Darren. Tell him I said hi. And yeah, and as always, we'll see you all very soon next time. So until then, see you all very soon. Bye.